Hello, girls. Today in class, we're going to talk about citing text evidence. And that's something that we're going to be practicing all week this week using passages like this. So, when you're answering questions, whether it's on a test or an assignment, or one day when you're trying to get into college and you've got to pass that SAT, you're going to be asked over and over again to cite your text evidence. Well, how do you know? Explain your thinking. And so that's a strategy that we're going to practice today in this video and that we're going to practice throughout the week this week. So you have a Google file of this that you're going to do digitally, but I'm going to show you on paper what it would look like. So the first thing we're going to do is read the text, just read it, and then we're going to use color to underline answers. Then we'll go back and actually write our responses. So this is about mandrills. They're like a type of primate, like gorillas or monkeys. And so we're going to read about them, and then we'll go back and do some color coding. Okay? Mandrills live in the rainforests of Africa, and they are the largest type of monkey. Males, or boys, have very colorful blue and red skin on their faces. When they are excited or scared, the colors become even brighter. They also have yellow and orange beards. Females, or the girls, are mostly olive green without bright colors. The olive green color is camouflage to keep the females safe. Mandrills love to be around other mandrills, and they are noisy when they communicate. They usually live in groups of 15 to 200 members called troops. The mandrills care for one another by grooming or cleaning each other. They have some very long pointy teeth called canines that look like fangs. They use their canines to protect themselves and show their teeth to say hello to other mandrills. Mandrills eat fruit, plants, seeds, spiders, insects, eggs, and tree bark. They have pouches in their cheeks. Food can be stored in the pouches that mandrills eat later as snacks. Predators of mandrills are leopards, eagles, snakes, and humans. Okay, so we've read the text. The next thing we're going to do is use color to underline our answers in our reading. So this is where we're going back, we're finding our text evidence to answer the questions that are down here at the bottom of our page. So I know you can't see these colored words very well, but the first one says red, and it says, what is special about the faces of male mandrills? So I'm going to get a red highlighter or colored pencil or whatever I have. Again, yours is digital, so the red's been provided for you on there. And I'm going to go back in my text and I'm going to find that answer. And when I find it, I'm going to underline it with red. What is special about the faces of male mandrills? Well, I remember when I was reading that it talked about their faces having those very different colors up here in the first paragraph. So, what is special about the faces of males? Males have very colorful blue and red skin on their faces. So I'm going to put that here. And when they are excited or scared, the colors become even brighter. Okay, and I just underlined that with my red. I'm not going to write my answer yet. I'm just underlining. My next color says blue, and it says, what does grooming mean? Well, here the word grooming is like bolded, so I can find it easy. What does grooming mean? Grooming or cleaning. So grooming means to clean. My third color is yellow. What do mandrills store in their cheek pouches? Well, I remember that came towards the bottom when it's talking about what they eat. They have pouches in their cheeks, and food can be stored in the pouches that mandrills eat later as snacks. So I'm going to highlight that in yellow. Okay. My next color is green, and it says, how do mandrills say hello? Okay. Well, I see the word hello right here, so I'm going to read in this area. They use their canines, that's those pointy teeth, to protect themselves and show their teeth to say hello to other mandrills. Okay, they show their teeth to say hello to other mandrills. That's how they say hello. Number 5 is orange, and it says, what are canines? Oh, well, that's those teeth we were just talking about. They use their canines to protect themselves. Those are long, pointy teeth. They have long, pointy teeth called canines that look like fangs, kind of like those vampire fangs, those pointy teeth on either side of their mouths. Okay, I've highlighted all of my text evidence. Now it's time to go back and write my answers on the lines. And when I do that, I have two choices. I can either cite the text, which means I'm going to copy whatever the paper says word for word and give credit to the author because I didn't write this about mandrills. Or I can paraphrase it, which means I want to give all of the true information, not my opinion, not what I think, the true information, but in my own words. So not copying it. We're going to use both examples. For number one, it says, what is special about the faces of male mandrills? I'm going to cite the text. So I'm going to quote exactly from the text, which means I have to copy down word for word what I underlined about the mandrills. Okay? So I need a sentence starter, like in paragraph 1, the text says, and then I could quote it, or the author states, and then I could put the quote after that. So I'm going to come back up here. This is going to be my quote. So I'm going to say the author states that males, and I'm going to put this in quotes because starting right here, it starts with males, that males have, and I copy it exactly like the text says, very, hopefully I can get it all to fit, colorful blue and red skin on their faces when they are excited or scared. The colors become even brighter. Now, when we quote from the text, we have to copy it word for word exactly how the text states it, and we should be spelling it correctly because the words are right there on the page. And then I put quotation marks at the end of what I'm quoting. So the author states, that's kind of my sentence starter. The author states that males have very colorful blue and red skin on their faces. When they are excited or scared, the colors become even brighter. And then I end my quote. Okay, so number one is done. I've got my text evidence and I accurately quoted the text. Number two says, what does grooming mean? Well, I underlined that in blue and it was really short. Grooming just means cleaning. So I'm just going to put that in my own words. What does grooming mean? Grooming means cleaning each other. So lots of animals do this. Cats are the first one that comes to mind. The mama cat will give her kittens a little bath, and she doesn't put them in the tub, with some bubble bath or anything like that. She just uses her tongue. She cleans them herself, so she's just grooming them. Grooming means cleaning each other. I gave the information from the text. I didn't add my own opinion. I didn't change anything, but it is in my words. Grooming means cleaning each other. Okay. What do mandrills store in their cheek pouches? So maybe I want to come back and cite the text on this one again. That's what I highlighted in yellow. Food can be stored in the pouches that mandrills eat later as snacks. And I'm going to cite or quote from the text, which means I'm going to use quotation marks and I'm going to copy it word for word. But I have to give credit to the author. So I have to say either the author states or according to the text so that people know that it's not my ideas. I didn't write this about mandrills. So I'm going to say according to the text. According to the text. Okay, then I'm going to put my comma, and I'm going to start the quote. Food can be stored in the pouches that mandrills eat later as snacks. Period, quotation marks. I quoted the text, I copied it word for word, I didn't change anything, and I gave credit to the author because I said according to the text, not according to Mrs. Rutledge, not according to the Tooth Fairy, according to the text. I got it right from the text I was reading. Food can be stored in the pouches that mandrills eat later as snacks. Okay? These are just a few strategies that you can use when you are trying to cite text evidence. So it doesn't matter if you're doing an assignment that I'm giving you, if you're taking a test, this is a great strategy to use. You can look at the question and say, okay, well, number one is about the faces of the mandrills. So I'm going to pick purple, and I'm going to go back in the text and underline anything that has to do with mandrill faces. Then when you go to answer that question, you can find your purple text, and you can either cite the text that you read and quote from it, or you can paraphrase it and put it in your own words. Then you can look at number two. Okay, well, that's about grooming. Let's say I'm going to make that one be yellow. And so I go in and I highlight anything from the text that's about grooming in yellow, and then I can answer my question. So you don't have to use this strategy just for this assignment. You can use it for any assignment that requires you to find text evidence. You're just breaking it down by answer and going back and looking for your evidence and using colors to help separate it, and then you can answer your questions. We're going to do a lot of practice with this week. Try it today. Send me any private comments if you need help.